Hey everyone, welcome back to the Real Estate Rundown here with Marcy, where we meet with top professionals in our real estate industry, and we got a show prepared for you today. Stay tuned. Welcome back everyone to the Real Estate Rundown with Marcy, where we meet with top professionals in our industry. And I can't wait to introduce you to our next guest, Liz. Hi Liz.
Hi, how are you, Marcy?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to have you here.
I know, finally, after over a year that
we've met. A long time.
That we met. Actually, we met on the phone and we just started interacting. And if it's not one thing, it's another. But finally
you're killing it on social media.
Thank you.
I know you've been a very busy woman. I'm so happy you're here. Share a little bit about who you are. Tell them, who you are.
Okay, well, hello everyone. And again, thank you for allowing me to be here. My name is Elizabeth Rodriguez. I go by Liz, and the very interesting is also I have doing business as Doors to Real Estate here in Miami, and the reason why that is because my name is cloned all over the world. So how do I differentiate myself besides my curls and that I have a real estate license since 2019? It's how I brand myself, and I think that is also very important, and how you structure your business, because when you are an entrepreneur, there's ways of having to go through the waves, ups and downs. So a little bit more about me. I was born in New York and my family's from Jersey, and that's why we have a connection from Marcy's background. And at the same time, I grew up in Miami, so I am very familiar with all the different municipalities. And a lot of people sometimes don't know that there are a total of 34 within Miami-Dade County and continued on growing. So my family on my mom's side have always been in real estate. They really always enjoyed it, thrived it. But for me, it was just more about, no, I like education. I like teaching. I want to be able to be more in the servicing and traveling the world. So I did have a combination of that. And in my academics, I did interior design. I got a bachelor degree, and then I kept on going and I wanted to get a master's. So I also have a master's in business. I am fluent in Spanish and follow Portuguese. I try. I've had the pleasure of actually teaching about customer service at a very high level throughout the Americas and some parts of Europe as well. And that was a real big honor for me, working for Fortune 500 companies. But there was also something in me that kept telling me, oh my God, real estate is just so cool, and it's something I can do longevity, and it's also like in me, in my family, my blood. Just honoring my great-grandfather was a land guru. Other people in my family have been very successful in it. So it was time to truly, truly follow my heart and be able to have all those learnings from not just academia, but also from a personal perspective, traveling the world and being that coach. You really are that in real estate. Yeah. I am in the space, but I also bring a lot of value because I bring in my interior design and my multicultural skills into all of my consultations, whether it is on the sales side, whether it's on the buy side, whether it's on the investor side. That has been part of why I've received a lot of 5-star reviews.
There's so much to learn about you and so many things, and we're gonna kind of break it up so we can get a little bit more detail about you. So you've been in real estate for a long time, but I think, as you know, in real estate and having your own business, there's many hats you have to wear.
Yes.
And that background really leads to the business, a successful real estate business, and what you do, because you had those backgrounds, the educational side, and then the hospitality side, and traveling the world, the interior design. How important is that in real estate, right?
Yes.
So, which becomes a big part of the business and the service that you provide the client, right?
Correct.
So tell us a little bit about how you help, let's talk first on the interior design side. How do you help a seller listing his property?
Yes, well, that is possibly one of the key elements, because at the end of the day, when somebody is truly, truly wanting to sell, one of the things that I do in my consultations is that, first of all, I do face-to-face. In person, it does make a difference, whether texting, whether it's email. You can start off that way, but one of the things is that you have to really disassociate yourself and take out the emotional aspect when you are truly wanting to sell. And all of it has to do with design and with the space that you're in. Some people say, well, I have this wall and I've had it painted this color for X amount of years because it means this to me.
Yeah.
However, when you're going to go sell, maybe that wall and that color might not be appealing to the masses and to put it out there. So those are one of the things that I tackled on little by little, asking the proper question, listening to cues of how someone would benefit from, let's say, doing a pre-listing, which sometimes I also incorporate an inspection, especially if someone's been in the house for more than 15, 20 years, give or take. You might not know the ins and outs, but having said that, a lot of times it just takes a little bit of space planning, decluttering, and lighting is so important to be able then to really master what is your return on investment. And a lot of times I always say to people, don't think that just because I'm giving you this price range, at the end of the day, it's your property, you make the decision, but I'm also here as your professional to guide you to be able to give you the best ultimate results and give you options as well. So a lot of it has to do with having those sacred spaces to where it's sacred for you, but it also needs to be sacred for the next buyer.
It's so important to know how things should be placed on top of, listing the price and coming to a meeting with the client of where that should look like and where it can go, but also creating the spaces that are attractive. Because at the end of the day, people look with their eyes, right? We immediately go like, oh, don't like it. And sometimes it could be a chair or like a piece of furniture that really messed up the view, right?
Right. So it's a very tricky, because at the same time, let's say if I'm working with sellers to give them that idea, I'm also working with future buyers.
Right.
When I get into my design mode to make sure that the spaces are as attractive to the seller, they are still comfortable in their own home, especially if they're living in it and it's been their forever home and they're ready now for a change for whatever reason. And it's also about working with a team, like someone, let's say like Marcy with her title company, with attorneys, also with maybe that someone that is a mold inspector, that maybe there could be some kind of an issue that you weren't even known about. Someone that maybe has, you have a lot of tchotchkes and you need decluttering, but you can't deal with it. So it's about coming together and being aligned, and also showing the property with professional photography, which is so key and so important for that, because that is like what you're saying, next. But if something really gravitates to you, then that's what catches you on.
Yes, it's not just a picture, professional high resolution picture makes all the difference. Okay, so let's take that to the buyer side, because that was very interesting. When you're showing properties to a buyer, obviously, you meet with your buyer, you reach what, the prospective goals, but that aspect as well.
Yes. So a lot of times buyers to be like, oh, I'm just going to wait, or I'm just going to wait. And sometimes that waiting backfires on you.
Yeah.
So it's really important when you do make that decision. And sometimes it's more about life decisions that you either want to hold or that you think that you're ready and you're like, yes, I'm ready to go, but then your finances are not in order.
Right.
Or there's other elements that you were under the impression of something and then the reality is not there. So when someone is thinking about buying for real estate and thinking about it in the long term, it always works out.
Yeah.
You see the most successful people in the world always have some form of real estate investment, and they keep it long term until they're ready to go, and then they make that step. So it's never too late. You don't have to be, let's say, 25 and ready to go. If you are, don't worry about it. When I was 25, I wasn't a property owner, but eventually it was a goal. And the idea is it's never too late. And some people say, oh, maybe not right now because of XYZ. Well, start preparing for it. And that's one of the things that I always encourage everyone that I work with. Let's do a consultation. And I think about it as in design terms. Well, I want to remodel my kitchen. Okay, well, why is it you want to remodel your kitchen? What is your expectation? So I take those same kinds of learnings, and also getting to know someone on a one-on-one, more of a building up that relationship. And a lot of times I wind up with most of my buyers, I wind up being friends with them.
Of course.
Because it's such an important journey and it's such a big deal. It's possibly one of the most important decisions that in your life. But also at the same time, you don't want to just stay as a buyer. You want to then see that property, enjoy it, live it, whatever it is that your goals are for that property, embrace it, and then, check in every so often. Do about having that, okay, well, I don't want to take out all my money, but I want to keep some of it so I can have it for maintenance purposes. So when you are ready to sell in the future or pass it on to someone else, depending on whether it's with a trust for an estate, you are really prepared for it. And that's one of the reasons why I like to work with buyers, to prepare them also for that.
It's so important. Sometimes we don't know we're even a buyer, right? You have to prepare your finances, your job, and everything in advance, especially when the market changes, because the market's always up and down. But at the end of the day, the market would always be the market. And I tell everybody all the time, if it makes sense for you in your life and your family, pull the trigger.
Exactly.
Because you're always too late if you didn't buy yesterday. I try to explain that to people all the time, and it's so important. And if you've owned the property, you already know. And if you haven't, you'll see it. It's hard to explain it. It's a feeling you get of ownership.
Yes.
Nothing's changed, but you walk into your place, you've worked hard. It's a sense of accomplishment.
Yes.
Like you did it,
Yes.
And I don't care. I have friends and I have clients who have owned small real estate portfolios. I don't care if it's 7 properties, 12 properties, your first property. It's always that wonderful sense of feeling of accomplishment, because this is what you do, right?
Yes.
You reach that certain point of saving and providing and finally getting there to that moment. It's unexplainable.
Yes, and I also wanted to add on another point, which here also for the state of Florida is really critical, is that sometimes people said, you know what, well, I sold, or I was a homeowner and now I've been renting, or I've been living with a family, or I left. So after 3 years, and a lot of people don't know this, that you are not a homeowner, meaning that not necessarily have an investment property, but that your primary residence, you are considered now first-time homeowner, so you can also qualify for certain lending programs. And so that's another conversation, but that's also a misconception. And I've actually had 3 clients that I've had one-on-one consultations. They've signed an exclusivity with me, and we made it happen because they owned a property somewhere else in a different state. They sold it, and now they are homeowners. Because they're like, we don't want to rent again. We don't want to rent for the 3rd year, knowing that South Florida is our home.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
We want to be able to pull the trigger, like you said, to be able to make it happen. Doesn't matter what's going on, we are ready for this.
Yes. Share with our audience how important it is to have, a reliable title company and a team to partner up in the business that you do with the consumer, the buyers or sellers.
Well, that is so important because they see title companies and attorneys as like your law enforcement kind of go-to, like your personal security guard, your secret service agent, that it's someone that you possibly might not know per se, or that you do know, but they're the ones that make it happen from a legal perspective as well. It's not just myself or your lender or the inspection company. It truly is the title that is just so important. And some people don't understand there are costs behind that, but that cost comes with so much joy and satisfaction because they do that service for you that you don't have to. And it's critical because it's about timelines. It's about, well, we discovered this. Now here's the alternative. So you know what? This has to take place before you get the keys. Or something came up. I recommend this and this and that. So it's about communication constantly and working as a team effort for you at the end of the day. So it's a service that we provide for you, and don't feel that it's something like, oh, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. No. Sometimes in that discovery time, especially the first 2 weeks, are so critical when you are in the process either selling or buying, because sometimes things come up, especially if your property is tied down to an association, that there could be things in it. At the end of the day, they need to do something where you want to be able to get this. Well, it has to be clear and freer. And that way you have that opportunity to move forward with your real estate goals.
Yes. And so there's many moving parts to a real estate agent, right? It's her partnerships and her resources that really make the transaction seamless. So it's so important to align your business with these partnerships, to have the ultimate experience for the client and give them that sense of that ownership sense and that goal that I did it, I made it to the end.
Yes.
Liz, that's amazing. You know, when you talk about, you know, these processes to the buyer and you're a wealth of knowledge. You know, I know that you can go on for 3 hours and talk about the process, but what you truly are saying is that you're there for the client.
I am.
You're there for the client, and there's so many moving parts between different title companies, especially appraisals, but you're the go-to. And because they trust you, you're trusted resources, you're the go-to of, you know, all these things, and we're just an extension of your service, right? Because if anything ever goes wrong, it goes back to Liz. So you have to have partners by your side that align with your true vision of the serving, the love, and to carry and support you and give you that platform so you can ultimately give your client, the seller, the buyer, that experience that you have and the knowledge that you have.
Yes.
So that's so important. All those things that you just mentioned right now of breaking it down to the buyer and the seller, how you got them to the listing. Let me tell you, I've had a lot of people here, no one's broken down any of that. They say that, you know, they meet with the client, they, you know, obviously they reach the client's goals, but the way you broke it down and how you saw each room and designed the thing, it's important because it gives the audience an idea of like, there's so much more to meeting and having that consultation.
Yes.
In the consultation.
Absolutely. Because, for example, I'll give you one example that I have going on right now. So one of the things that it's really critical about what I provide also as my service is that I grew up in Miami. I have seen the evolution of Miami go through, you know, the 90s, the 2000s, you know, aging myself, but that's okay, you know. I am who I am, and one of the things that's very interesting is that sometimes when I'm talking, especially to relocation people, they focus a lot of times on the pictures, and they don't realize that there could be a building right in front that is under construction, and you're in a construction zone all day, and you have a dog that you love to walk.
So they don't know Miami.
So they don't know Miami. So they think they know Miami, but it's not. It's one thing is Miami is going right now through a growth spurt that the city's never seen before. And when people like FIFA we are one of the cities of the World Cup, that is major.
It's over.
And even though Miami in general has like a fair weathered sports fans, which is the truth, it is the truth. You can't sugarcoat it. We are one of 6 that is in that realm of cities in the entire United States. And I have seen that evolution. And when it comes to those things, maybe your lifestyle, you're thinking that, you know what, I could possibly absolutely love and enjoy living in Brickell. But your lifestyle is telling me you might not really enjoy this because of XYZ. Why don't we take a look at this other municipality that could potentially give you what you're looking for, but take into consideration this area. Or you travel a lot. Okay, well, you want to be able to be more in a neighborhoody environment, and you don't really care to go to the mall to do this, to do that. Maybe your pocket is possibly better Miami Springs versus Doral, which is a little bit more west, and it has a different vibe. So in that sense, I have that insight and that knowledge where I've been able to really differentiate myself. I've also been able to help out a lot of VA, a lot of veterans.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is so heartwarming for me because I understand what they're looking for and give them that welcoming of what it really takes to understand Miami from someone that grew up here and that has traveled the world and understands the growth and the evolution of it.
You know, I really appreciate you sharing with our audience a little bit about you. I thought it was important to hit all different factors because there's so much to you and so much background and knowledge that you can really help clients. So how can the audience reach you?
So a lot of audience can reach me through my Instagram account, which is a lot of fun. Sometimes I do a lot of things on it, sometimes I go quiet, but it is called Doors to Real Estate, Elizabeth M. Rodriguez. So my handle is Doors to Real Estate. And also through Facebook, it is under Liz Opens Doors. And also I have a website called doorstorealestate.com, and you can find me through one of those platforms, or you can just reach out to me directly at 786-302-3338.
Well, thank you for being here, Liz.
Thank you so much, Marcy. I really appreciate it.
Of course. And thank you, everyone. And see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.